Oh.
All right. What is up, guys? We're back at it with another podcast. This is the second podcast for On the Record. I'm here with my co-host Sean.
What up, guys?
What up?
What up?
Thank you guys for all the love and support on the last podcast or our first podcast that we posted. I got a lot of good reviews. A lot of people saying they really liked it and enjoyed it. TikToks and stuff like that have been doing really well. So if you guys want to check that out as well, it's in the link down below. But I appreciate everybody that was watching, and I appreciate you guys if you're tuning back in with us. Without further ado, is there anything you want to say, Sean, before we get started? Or
Nothing. Let's get to it.
all right. Let's see. It's hard because I want to make this a sports podcast as much as possible. But we don't. Baseball's not playing. There's only 2 football teams playing, so this would be kind of a basketball type podcast, if that's cool with you. I have a lot of things I kind of wanted to bring up because basketball is like on the map currently. Like I think it's at its all-time high ever. So there's a couple of questions I want to ask. Obviously, there's a lot of new guys coming into the league. There's a lot of good talent, a lot of things that we've never seen before, and stuff like that. And a lot of the guys that we grew up watching, Steph Curry's, the Kevin Durant's, the LeBron James, the Chris Paul's, the Westbrooks, the Hardens, right? We grew up watching them, but they're getting old. And it sucks to say, but they're getting older. LeBron James is 39 now. So I wanted to talk about the new and upcoming guys. And the first guy I want to talk about is Wemanyama. Obviously, the guy is one of the most insane talents in the world ever, right? And I wanted to ask, like, how do you think of the team? How do you think he's playing? I don't know if you haven't watched him much, but how do you feel, and maybe just off what you know, how do you feel about Wemanyama?
Wemanyama, he's, like you said, one of the best talents. Like his talent is through the roof, but for a player like him, you kind of, and luckily he fell to the Spurs because he didn't fall to like one of these organizations that haven't won, don't know how to really use talent. Like I see everybody now, they're getting mad because Victor, he's only playing 28 minutes.
Yeah,
he's not really playing too much. Like I think Greg Popovich, he knows what he's doing, and that Spurs, that whole organization knows what they're doing. Like they've been the top of the top for a long time, and as for a talent like that, they're gonna basically not load manage him, but the Spurs are known for load managing. Kawhi started load managing when he was on the Spurs. That's where Kawhi got his okay, I maybe won't play this regular season game because I need to be healthy for later, or and for them, Victor Wembanyama is the best thing that came through the organization since Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
So they're gonna take very good care of him. I don't really agree too much also about not playing too much because you need to get him out there. You need to get him playing.
He's 19 years old.
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah. I get that you need to save him, but if you need to save a player, is rookie year, not 19, 20 years old, and you just try. You're okay, let me save him now so he can be good. The rest of his career. Come on, you can do that to a guy that's 10 years in, has injury past, like Kawhi does. Okay, that load managing makes sense for a player like Kawhi.
Yeah. Or
certain players that have a history of injury. But for a 19-year-old that needs to go out there and play,
exactly.
The Spurs suck. He needs to just go out there, get playing time, needs to get a feel for the game. So when you guys do start building a team around him, he's not oh shoot, I really haven't played. I mean, he's played a lot of minutes, but he needs to start getting used to it. I feel like he needs to get out there more. But yeah, I mean, he's gonna be
for sure
top 5 player within the next couple of years. He just needs to get more minutes,
acclimated and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
What I've noticed about that team too, because that team is, I want to say, the youngest team in the NBA, with Sohan and the guy, I forgot his name, starts with a V, Vassell, something like that. Yeah, that team with is it John Collins or what's his name? I forgot, but whatever. That team is full of young players and young talent, right? The only thing that I would criticize, I think Wembanyama's a phenomenal player. I don't think we've ever seen anybody like that ever, and I think you look at him, you're kind of how the hell would you even stop a player like that ever? So the only thing I want to talk about with the Spurs organization in particular is that, yes, the load managing stuff. I think that's ridiculous. The second thing is that they've had already players there that are kind of young, that are up and coming and stuff like that look good and stuff like that, but they won't. I've seen plenty of games, clips. I've watched full games of the Spurs play. I've seen clips. They don't pass it to Wemanyama. Like, and the only reason I bring that up is because I think, like, I see, like, the Spurs play, right? And I see Wemanyama on the floor, and he'll take, like, maybe, like, 15, 16 shots, and the other guys are all taking the exact same shots. The only thing I don't like is when you watch that and pass it to your best player, right? I see them lose. They've been losing hella games. I don't even think they've broken winning 10 games yet, and it's almost halfway through the season, right? So, I personally with Wembanyama, I think he's actually really, really good. I see his talent like skyrocketing. And another guy I wanted to talk about too, who's kind of on the same trajectory as him too, is Chet.
Yeah.
Obviously, Chet's a little more seasoned, a little bit, just because he did get hurt or whatever, and he's been playing in the States and stuff like that. So, what do you think of Chet? Do you think, how do you think of him, or have you?
Well,
even
I
watched
think
any of
if
his
you
stuff,
put
or?
Victor on that Thunder team and you put Chet on that Spurs team, it would be 10 times different. I mean, Victor, the reason Chet is doing what he's doing, I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything, but when you have Shea and you have that, wasn't it Jaren Williams, like those guys, like that's
Jalen
that, yeah,
Williams,
that
good.
Thunder team is just a good team. Like you can't even lie, like they're a good young team, and Chet is a big reason why they're a good young team because Chet's a good player.
Yeah.
But I don't think Chet's on the level of Victor. Like I mean, Victor has 30 inches on him. Victor's a better shot blocker, and Chet is a very good shot blocker.
So it's hard,
and Victor's just, I don't know. Victor's just like, I think on a different level because all of his talent is just crazy different.
Yeah.
Like you see Victor coming down, you're like, oh, he's pulling up. Oh, okay, yeah, and then that's crazy, right?
Yeah,
It's like even a guy like Giannis, he's just not coordinated enough. Like his shot just can't get up enough because it doesn't work. Like physics don't work like that.
Yeah.
So Chet's good. I think he's gonna be a great player for that team. But I think he's always going to be second. I don't think he's ever going to be one because Shea's one. Shea's already a top 10 player, maybe top 5 player in the league.
Yeah. And also when I look at that team as well with Chet, I think Chet's very good, and I think he's also very seasoned. Like you kind of watch him, and there's nothing new. Like he knows how to play the game and stuff like that. But you are right, he's on a better organization, which is crazy to say because I feel bad for like rookies who are getting drafted. Like imagine Wembanyama's like the best inspirational talent that ever came across since LeBron James, and he gets drafted to the trash Spurs, or or other teams like Brandon Miller, who's pretty good, but he got drafted to the Hornets. I get the reason they do those things. I just feel bad because thank God Chet got put into a good organization like the OKC Thunder, who already had up and coming players and stuff like that. So
the thing is, that's why a lot of players in the NFL right now, like Caleb Williams, the top number 1 pick, consensus number 1 pick, he's like, oh, I don't want to go to these certain teams because he knows people's careers go to die in certain organizations.
Exactly.
And it sucks like certain players they're great talent, great career, and then the number 1 pick are the Jets, or the number 1 pick is the Rockets. It's like, oh man, I just I'm a number 1 pick, and now I get to throw at least the first 4 years of my career away at this team, and then by then it's maybe too late for some of these players.
Yeah.
But for Victor, he kind of got lucky because I think the Spurs, they built a great foundation there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be good. Chet's gonna be good. They're gonna be the next big man that are gonna be running this league, and I just think Chet is put in a little better of a position, and I think Victor, once the Spurs, they're gonna have another number 1 pick this year. They're gonna start building, and then they're gonna, once they're decent enough where Victor's maybe 2nd, 3rd year, and whoever they draft start coming along. All they need to take is one big player in free agency, and then now they're a playout, a big time contender. So I think for them it's just give it time.
Yeah, I feel bad because even I'm trying to think of a player like Cade Cunningham. Dude, he was the number 1 draft pick, and he went to the Detroit Pistons, and he's been playing there for the last 2-3 years. And I'm not trying to talk shit on him in particular, or the Detroit Pistons, but he's there to I feel so bad. He's actually really he's really good. 25 4-7 type player, right? With really good shooting split. Same thing. I think that's terrible with young players like that. But,
and I'm gonna go back to what you said about the Victor thing and why he doesn't get the ball enough. I think there's certain reasons for him not getting the ball enough. I mean, you would want to give your best player the ball a lot and give the ball to Victor in the post all the time. But I think Greg Popovich, he kind of knows what he's doing, and I'm not trying to be they already know they suck. You know, like they're trying to get him to go get ready. Like, bro, he's averaging like the most blocks in the league. Like he has the most blocks in the league. Like
blocks.
He's crazy like on the defensive side, and that's where he's gonna get all of his that's where he's gonna become like a great player at is that defensive side. Like he's be able to switch screens. He's like bro how big he is in the paint. Like he's Gobert but with like a shot and Gobert with like a scoring ability. Like that's crazy. Like Victor's gonna be like one of the best defensive players in the league, and then plus if you can average 25, it'd be like one of the main like scorers on a team. That's like, bro, that's that's all time.
Yeah, the only reason why I brought that up is because there's plenty of times where like those young players with Wemanyama, I feel like are like wanting to score because they're young too. They want to prove themselves as well. Like, okay, Wemanyama is the best right here, but I got drafted last year or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I want to prove myself as well. Like, there's plenty of, like, clips that you can watch on the internet where it's, like, close games, and you see Wembanyama's wide open or has the point guard him in the paint or something like that, and they don't toss it to him and they shoot, like, a long three, or they come off a screen and Wembanyama's wide open on the roll or whatever, and they go, and they're only down by one, and they go and the guy shoots a long, deep three with Wembanyama wide open, and it would have been an easy toss. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is the reason why I bring that up. I think it's just, I feel like Wembanyama could even be even better if they really utilized him. If they utilized him well, because I think he's acclimating really well. So,
but that's the thing. It's like you can't really blame Victor not getting the ball because you don't have a really like a point guard. Like bro, like Chet has Shea. Shea's drawing all this attention. All the eyes are on Shea. Now Chet probably gets like 3-4, not free buckets. I don't want to be mean and say free buckets, but there are free buckets. Like where you set a screen, you roll, and like now like the defender helps, like defenders help, and now like players get open shots. That's how LeBron built a career.
Yeah,
it's like so drawing so much attention that he can hit open guys. You know, and Victor doesn't have a point guard. That's why it'd be good for whenever the draft comes or maybe in free agency one year, they need to get like a point guard because that's like no big man can really facilitate without a great point guard or at least a good point guard that can give him the ball. Like all great big men have had a great point guard.
Yep. And then I also see he's also having a better rookie season than LeBron James did. LeBron James arguably had one of the best rookie seasons, so he's probably gonna win rookie of the year probably. I mean, no doubt in my mind.
Depends if he plays enough games. It's just that now that 65 game rule or whatever. So it just depends. Like Embiid, he's not gonna win MVP now.
Well, Joel Embiid is injured. I don't know if you saw that. Like he's out for the season, so he's not even in contention no more. Jokic is gonna win his third MVP. All right. On the same topic of just young players and stuff like that, I wanted to ask you, right? LeBron, like I just started off the conversation before with this, but LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, all those guys are just getting older, obviously. And LeBron James, since 2003, has been the face of the NBA ever since then.
2004.
Whatever, right? It's been 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
And he's been the face of the NBA, right? My question is to you, or maybe you could just elaborate with me, or who do you think will be the next face of the NBA, right? Because let's say, like, Kobe or Michael Jordan was the face of the NBA for the longest time, right? Then it was to Kobe, right? And then it was to LeBron. And then maybe Steph Curry took that over after 2010 or whatever, right? I don't know. Now we're in 2020, and they're still kind of relying on LeBron James to be still the face of the NBA even at this point, because the Lakers, who suck, who are not playing very well, under 500, right, are on live television every night. Every time they play, they're on live television. So my question is to you, who do you see as the next face of, like, the NBA? Like, do you think Wembanyama could be that guy? Do you think like a Chet Holmgren could be that guy? Like, who do you see personally that like has that could be the face of the NBA?
I mean, to be honest, and you're totally right about they're draining LeBron. Like LeBron is still like that it guy. Like nobody has. Curry is that it guy. KD was, but KD started like falling off of that because of all like this dumb stuff that he does. Yeah, like all the dumb stuff that he was doing online, and sometimes like going to the Nets kind of ruined it a little bit, but. Yeah. LeBron and Curry are like literally like the two things that are keeping people around right now, and that's like not saying that there's no talent. There's a lot of talent. There might be too much talent. Like everybody's good, and they're trying to drain LeBron because there hasn't been a guy like LeBron ever. And like when a guy like LeBron comes into the league, like it's like impossible to kind of get off that because it's like, geez, like this man has been like he's the best player probably all time, and it's hard to get off a player like that. But a player that I think I could see, it has to be Victor. I mean, even a guy like Giannis, like there's so many critics for Giannis, and there was a lot of critics for LeBron, but it seems like there's more critics for like Giannis and certain players than back in the day. Like LeBron had a lot of haters, but he had like way more like supporters and haters, you know. And now like it just seems like.
And the whole thing about LeBron too, you can't replicate what he did. LeBron James was an 18-year-old kid from like this poor town who came into the NBA and just completely for the last 20 years
Sports Illustration, like 18 years old.
I mean, like people were telling him he was going to be the next big thing, and he was, and he succeeded over anything anyone has ever thought he could have done.
He got chosen one tatted on his back in high school. Like,
I know.
Like imagine putting that much pressure on yourself, and there is that much pressure. That's that much pressure on Victor too, but I think it's a little different for Victor because like he's coming in like LeBron came in and like he just was just excellent, and like you can just tell like dude, this guy is crazy, you know. And I don't know. I feel like players like Jokic, like he's amazing. Like he's like gonna be a top 20 player all time.
Yeah.
But then he's like he doesn't have that persona. You know, he doesn't have that like it. Like he on the off season he doesn't try. You know, he goes out horse racing or whatever like the case
and
is.
And LeBron James too. And I don't want to deride LeBron James, but LeBron James too, outside of just basketball,
great person.
He's a great husband, philanthropist, entrepreneur, right? He's everything. Has 100 million followers on Instagram. Like he is that guy.
And the thing is, what's really hard nowadays is to not get in trouble for saying something wrong. And LeBron has gone 20 years without saying something bad.
Never.
Like he's like maybe he's gotten caught on like one or two things, but LeBron has gone 20 years of just playing basketball, keeping this, I'm a family guy, I'm a basketball player, like keeping it. Yeah, he's gone outside the lines a couple of times.
Black
like,
excellence.
Yeah, with political views and whatever. But like he's really stayed in and not gotten in trouble. Like that's what's impossible nowadays. Like, and I don't know. That's why he's such a unique person and a unique player. And
the one guy I could have told you, in my opinion, which I think he still now is influencing the youth, was John Morant. Listen. It's so hard. Like, I really do believe that Adam Silver and the whole NBA organization really saw John Morant as the guy, just like because I like John Morant a lot. And I think the way he played in the team he was on, the way he acted, how young he was and how cool and stuff like that, I think a lot of, like, younger guys still now to this day look at John Morant kind of like, I want to play like John Morant, right? Yeah. And I think he could have been that guy. And then he effed up. I mean, it's just...
I mean, Ja was like I always thought like Zion was gonna be the next guy. Like I was a big Zion guy because being like he came in and like he just dominated, like just being that big and everything. But then now injuries, like that's what sucks about trying to find a new player, because a guy like Zion could come along and you're like, oh, this guy could be the next LeBron, like this guy could be that, like, and then injuries happen, or like in this case, like Ja gets in trouble, like, you know, like with other things. Like that's just so important about being an all-time great. Like Jordan had the gambling thing and he got in trouble for it, but he was like such a great player. Like some of the people take that away from him as a player, like that little gambling thing he was doing and got in trouble for. Like that's what's so impressive about LeBron. He's just such a great player, a great person, and that's why everybody loves him. And Curry's a lot like that. Yeah. That's why everybody loves Curry. Just Curry, you know, like you look at the top 10 players all time, nobody's under 6'3". Curry's 6'3". Like all great players, and it sucks, but there's not many great small players. Like all the great players are bigger players. Like it's like all like these guards are like 6'7" and above, and centers. Like that's why Curry is so, you know, like such a great player, but also doesn't get the credit.
So I just don't know. I've seen Stephen A say this, and I came off, I think, kind of racist the way Stephen A came off, but he was talking about Shohei Ohtani. Generational talent. Yeah, like a generational talent. Like pitcher, hitter, who the hell? No one has ever done that ever. And the way he does it, no one's ever done that, right? And he was talking, and I remember seeing the interview, and maybe I'll put the clip up, but an interview where he was talking on live television about saying that how can you be the face of your league if you can't even speak English in the most American sport or something like that. I like a guy like Wemanyama, who's from France, who maybe doesn't speak the best English of all time. Like, how do you pursue? How do you think about that? Do you think that like a basketball is I know it's becoming more broad, but it's kind of an American sport, you know? How do you feel about something like a Wemanyama who's like not from here, or a Giannis who's not from here?
There's like 5 of the top 10 players are all foreign. Yeah. Like okay, like that's crazy to say, like, oh, the face of a league can't speak the language of the league that's like played in, but like then that just takes away from like the international aspect of the game. Like, is this the NBA or the MLB or the NFL? Are they a international like the best players around all like the whole world, or just the best players in the United States? Like,
Yeah.
so that's why like that didn't make really sense, because like, you know, all these players are the best players around the world. Like being like in the NFL is different from being in like the Euro League, you know?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So him saying something like that, like, oh, you got to speak the language like to be like the best player in this. No, like this is like all these sports are international sports. Like they're playing it all around the world. Yeah, it maybe started down like or started in the United States, or it's bigger here.
Mm-hmm.
But Shohei would then have been the next 10, 15 years when he's probably gonna go down as one of the great players.
Yeah.
He just speak perfect English.
Yeah.
You know, like he
already does. He's still bringing pretty good English.
Yeah, like he's getting used to it. Like he's from Japan, like, and he's one of the best players in the world. Like you can't discredit him for being one of the best players in the world just because he doesn't speak a certain language. Like that makes literally zero sense. Like in my mind, like.
And the way Shohei Ohtani, like the same thing with kind of like a LeBron James or a KD, right? It's like to compare them to whatever, right? You're seeing Shohei Ohtani a way that a player that is doing something that no other player could do, right? It's a player could hit, yes, a player could pitch, but no player could pitch and hit or whatever in the same game because they play in the AL, right? Because, you know, whatever. But so same thing with that. I just wanted to ask you about that question too, because I don't know if like, I think I've seen Stephen A say something about Giannis too. I don't want to put that out there like that, but I think I've seen something where he said something about Giannis as well with the exact same thing. Like he can't be the face if he's not even like American. And I was like, all right, like.
Well, I mean, like, but for the NBA, like especially, there's a lot of great players all around like the world, and for every sport there is. But for specifically for the NBA, like Jokic, Embiid, like Giannis, like there's like a whole bunch of these players that are
Even
like
Luka.
Yeah, Luka, Wemby, like all these.
Shay's from Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of these players are like, you know, like the big time players aren't from here, you know, and you can't really discredit them because they're not from here. Like that doesn't really make sense. And I don't know if Stephen A said that, so you can't really put that on him or whatever. But
all right, I'm gonna pull up this image for you real quick. I want to get your opinion on what you think about the All-Star starters for this year. Yeah, let's look at them. All right, so for the captains for this year for the Eastern Conference and Western Conference, for the Eastern Conference, what is it? It's going to be 3 years in a row already, right? It's Giannis for the Eastern Conference starter, captain, and LeBron James. How do you think of that? You think that's solid? For their positions, they're both, what are those, front court? Or back court?
I mean, for them to be the captains, I mean, LeBron just got it because, you know, LeBron is great. Everybody knows LeBron is great.
20 years straight as an all-star.
You know, he probably doesn't deserve that over certain players, but LeBron as a captain, if he was gonna be an all-star starter regardless, then that's smart. Because like they're trying to drain LeBron out.
Yeah.
You kind of have to.
All right, so here we're gonna go through let's go through the Eastern Conference first, right? So we got Giannis, we got Joel Embiid, which unfortunately Joel Embiid is hurt and he's not gonna be playing in the All-Star game. I don't know who's gonna take over his position. I want to say is Bam Adebayo, which is Dub City baby. Right? Tyrese Halliburton, which is well-deserved in my opinion.
Yep.
I think 25 and almost 12 assists a game is insane. This is the one I have, and then I'm going to skip that one. And then Jason Tatum as one of the other guys, I think that's also...
You think that, what's his name from the Knicks should be over Lillard?
I'm going to say this, and I like Damian Lillard a lot. I like his game. I like the way he plays. He should have not been a starter over Jalen Brunson. That's the only one on these lists that I could say, like when you go snubbed or whatever. Jalen Brunson should have been all-star starter. I don't think he played. I think he played way better than Damian Lillard. Yeah.
Remember, a lot of this is like it's fan voting.
It is fan voting.
So that's what sucks about it, because a guy like Lillard, he's on like, what is it, like the number 1 or 2 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So, and he's plus Giannis, his teammate. He's gonna get all that like kind of publicity. And Jalen Brunson's playing for a good Knicks team. They've been playing great, but the Knicks haven't been great in a while. And you know that.
I know.
And Brunson is not a big name. All these guys are big names except Tyrese, and Tyrese is like, you know. And
to be honest, I'm only saying this just for my eyes who are gonna watch it. Watching Dame Lillard out there is gonna go crazy. I think
I mean, everybody knows that. I'm not trying to be like, but the fans and like people rather watch in the NBA right now. They're kind of trying to grab people from like they're kind of losing it right now. Like they're trying to get like their best or the most like exciting players out there, you know?
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, but nevertheless, we're going to go out to the Western Conference, which I think is awesome. I think this is perfect, almost. And I'll tell you what the only thing that I would switch personally. But actually, no. I think it's perfect. So it's Luka, obviously. Kevin Durant, obviously. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, obviously. LeBron James, kind of obviously. And Nikola Jokic, obviously. I think that starting five is insane, and I think that's perfect, right?
Yeah, I mean, just by like TV reviews and whatever, maybe just Shea just it's just all time, doing all time great. But
yeah,
maybe putting Curry in over Shea for like just views and maybe like viewership.
Yeah.
Because like Curry's still one of the, like, imagine not having Curry start one of these games, but Luka and Shea do deserve it better than him, so you can't really say too much.
Yeah.
But just for viewership and stuff. Like you would like to see Curry in there, but that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I do agree with you. I think Steph Curry. I thought he was gonna be a starter. I thought they were gonna put him over Shea personally, just because.
What
of
you
who
could
he
have
is.
you could have done is you could have put in Shea and Curry front court or back court, and then maybe put Luka in the front court instead of KD. Or instead of LeBron, but LeBron, because if you really do it by like stats and how the team success is, you would probably rather put. Like, LeBron probably wouldn't be a starter this year.
Yeah.
Like, not trying to be, like, but
Can I
that
be
guy,
honest?
but...
I don't even think he hasn't even played better than AD this season.
Yeah, and...
So, I don't know. I don't think... me, personally, I don't think he's played better than AD.
But you got to put LeBron in.
You got to put LeBron in. Whatever. It's not a big of a deal. So, let's go to the Western Conference just to stay on topic. We're going to go to the reserves, which I think the Western Conference reserves is nasty.
No, I mean, the difference between the Western Conference reserves and the Eastern Conference reserves is actually a crazy difference.
So their bench players or the reserves coming from the Suns is Devin Booker. Then we got Steph Curry. We got Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Karl Anthony Towns.
I think you could have easily, like, bro, from what the Timberwolves have started to, you can consider Anthony Edwards to be a starter just because of how their team success is and how big of a role he's played in like that.
But if you just go based off stats, he's not beating in any stat category. He's not
no,
beating
yeah,
anybody
I know,
in
but
any
like
stat
just
category.
like from like team success, because that's really what like
that's the only
from.
reason Karl Anthony Towns is on there. I don't really like Karl Anthony Towns
sure.
too much on there either. I'm trying to think. Can I be honest? I'm not even trying to sound like a dickhead. I don't even think he's the third best player on that. I don't even think he's the second best player on that team. I think it's Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, then Karl Anthony Towns. To be honest with you.
More valuable, probably. Better player, probably Cat. But like more like to like that
Rudy Gobert?
To that team success, Gobert probably more.
If you look at him this season, he's another defensive player of the year on track right now. So I don't know. Whatever. Let's not talk too much about it. But let's go to the Eastern Conference. We got our boy Bam Adebayo, right, playing a hell of a season. Pablo Banchero, whatever. He's doing good too. Scotty Barnes. I know, that's crazy. Jaylen Brown, yeah. Jalen Brunson. Tyrese Maxey, well-deserved, I will say. And I think he will win Most Improved Player of the Year. That's in my opinion. Donovan Mitchell,
bro, he's been... If you've seen like the last like Cavs, like they're on like a 20 to like 2 game run or something, and he's just been balling. Like, Like you could have argued Donovan to be a starter. Like that's how good he's been, and you have to put team like so. What the All-Star game is a lot too is you have to put players that kind of like. Imagine like the Knicks, they're like the 3 or 4 seed right now, and you don't put like you got to put 2 of them in. The top seed you kind of get like the 2 players in instead of 1 because like the Wolves, like they're like the 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah.
You got to put 2 of their players in. Like I'm surprised that the Thunder, who would you else put in? Maybe like Chet or something, but I'm surprised they maybe have 2 players in there. So
I hear what you're saying.
One of these bigger teams, like how like Maxey and Embiid and LeBron and AD, like you kind of have to put certain players.
I do agree on that. I think Maxey well deserved, Donovan Mitchell well deserved, and the only reason they have Julius Randle and Trae Young in there are injury replacements. He's injured so he won't play.
Yeah, and Scotty Barnes replaced him.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes replaced him, and there's a couple injured, just in case. So, to be honest with you, Trae Young got snubbed too.
Randall replaced Embiid, and then Trae Young Scotty Barnes replaced Trae Young.
Just based off stats, though, and I know the Pacers have been playing a lot better, Trae Young is arguably better than Tyrese stat-wise. He's averaging almost 5 points more than him and only maybe like half an assist less with a couple less rebounds.
But that's the thing. It's all about, and Maxi or Tyrese has really been the difference to that team. You know, like Trae Young, you know, he's a great player, puts up great stats, but that team is not a great team. You know, the Pacers probably have a better overall team than them. But that's all that matters. It's seeding matters in the All-Star game. So
what do you? Okay, so how do you feel about it? You feel good?
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be entertaining. You know, you're probably it'll be funny because I bet Curry will end up with more minutes than Shea.
Exactly.
Or you know, Jokic for an All-Star game, he's not gonna get much minutes. He's probably gonna play like the first 5-10 minutes, maybe come in like third quarter again. But people want to see Edwards out there. People want to see like, you know, like these big time, like, you know, dunk guys or like big time three guys. Like Jokic, you know, he's gonna go there, you know, do his thing and then, you know, dip. You know, like he's not really gonna care too much.
Right. So yeah, the only one that I kind of see maybe they could have switched off of was just switch Damian Lillard for Jalen Brunson, because just based off stats, he's had practically a better season, and not on a better team, but Damian Lillard's second on his team, and Jalen Brunson's number 1 on his Knicks team.
Yeah, so it's definitely an argument. Like that's the one thing you can see and look and be like, damn, like maybe that like they really messed up there.
Yeah,
in that aspect.
Jason Tatum, well deserved, obviously. Joel Embiid, obviously well deserved. Giannis, well deserved. Tyrese, I honestly think that's well deserved as well. Western Conference, I don't see anything. The only one maybe I would have switched off of if you would have switched LeBron James for Anthony Davis.
But the thing is, LeBron has to be in there, so you can't really.
But that's the only one I see that you could have done, but. Other than that, I think, I just wanted to look through that and just show you, like, they came out or whatever, and I have to search it up too because I think the 3-point contest as well. I
didn't see that yet.
Yeah, they came out with the 3-point contest, like who's gonna be a part of it. Oh, but you saw the Sabrina versus
that's happening?
Steph. Yeah, you seen that?
No, I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
So what are they gonna do? Are they gonna shoot from the normal 3-point line, the NBA line?
So yeah, let me rephrase what I was gonna say so it comes off better. So for the All-Star games, obviously they do the skills challenge, 3-point contest. To include into the 3-point contest, they're actually having Steph Curry and Sabrina, who Sabrina plays for the...
Don't ask me.
Oh, bruh. I'm fucked. That's fucked up. So the Lady Liberties? Fuck. Oh, my God. Yes, the Lady Liberty. Yeah. All right. So she plays for the Lady Liberties. So last year, if you guys don't know, she was doing the 3-point contest for the WNBA, and she went ballistic. Maybe only missed like 4 or 5, like crazy. Yeah. Better than Steph Curry's record, whatever, right? So for this year, I'm not sure if it's before or after the 3-point contest, but they're gonna have Steph Curry versus Sabrina, which the rules are it's the same rules as the 3-point contest. However, Steph Curry will use the NBA ball from NBA range, and Sabrina will use the WNBA ball with WNBA range. So. You want to pick who's going to win? I think I know who's going to win.
Probably Sabrina.
I think Sabrina's going to win.
I think, and I'm not trying to be mean, I don't think Curry's going to be like going out there like life on the line or like,
fucking her ass up.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, I'm going to go out here and show her what's up, you know? Like, I think he would almost not rather lose, but he's going to go out there. He's going to try to do his thing. He's going to try to, make as much shots as he can, but I bet him this challenge doesn't mean as much to him as if like maybe winning the actual 3-point contest would mean to him. So he'll go out there, he'll have fun, he'll do his thing, but Sabrina's probably go out there and like try to put on for like, the girls and stuff. So she's gonna be ready and she'll probably win. I mean, Curry could win. Maybe Sabrina missed a couple shots and Curry just gets hot,
Well, here's the thing, Sabrina too, and I'm not trying to crap on Sabrina. She's never been in an NBA arena with like hella people watching her too. Like, no offense to the WNBA, but the WNBA doesn't have like
viewership.
That viewership or maybe even the fan base.
That's true.
That's
a lot of pressure on her. So
it might be a lot of
pressure. But I think she'll
come
in. I think she'll come in. She'll do good. I think she'll probably beat him
for sure. Trying to see. Okay, I don't want to. I wish I had the things for the 3-point contest. Dame Lillard's gonna be in it. Tyrese Halliburton's gonna be in it. Mike Beasley's gonna be in it.
Mike Beasley.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
From I think I said his name right. Malik Beasley. My bad. Malik Beasley's gonna be in it. Some other guys or whatever. And then the dunk contest. They haven't proposed it yet, but they're saying that Jaylen Brown's gonna be in it. Jaime Jaquez for the Miami Heat. Cade Cunningham's coming back from the G League. But he's in the G League, but they're going to have him do it because he won last year.
Cade Cunningham? No.
Not Cade Cunningham, my bad. Mac McClung. My bad. Mac McClung. He's going to have him come back from the G League and have him do it. And then some other guy, I forgot who it was, but I think should be pretty fun to watch, actually, when that thing comes out.
I don't know. It just, man, things have lost so much, like hype. Like, I'm not even really excited to watch, like, these things. Like, sometimes I'm like, like back in the day, like you had the thing was, and I know I'm not trying to poop on LeBron, but like you had Kobe and MJ and all like these big like best players in the league. They always like participated in these things and events, and LeBron never like participated in like a dunk contest, and that's no like down like spot to him, like like LeBron's more of like a power dunker than like a fancy dunker, like he can't really spin 360 in the air, but you see him do some in-game dunks where you're like, wow, like that would like be pretty good in a dunk contest. And I feel like LeBron, not now, but when he was younger, maybe 5th, 6th year in the league, when he was like prime LeBron, I feel like he could have done a dunk contest. I feel like players nowadays, like they don't even want to participate because
like Joe Morant, they just don't Zion, like why do they don't want to? I don't. Like
they just don't either. They don't care, or they're just like, bro, you really think that Zion hasn't got an invitation to it? Like, come on, Zion,
every year.
Are you serious? Like, there's certain players in the league where I'm like, if you're not gonna like, like, come on, you gotta participate in something. Like,
even like Steph Curry has like he might not go to every 3-point contest, but there are years that he does it, and right, I don't know.
I feel like people just like they're scared of disappointing instead of just being like, let me just go out there and like let me do my thing, instead of like they're just like kind of scared, like, let me I don't want to go out there and like do bad.
Exactly.
I think nobody cares. Like I know like, they'll care for like a week, and you get posted for a week, and then the week is over. Like I don't know why they just don't go out there and just participate.
Okay,
that'll make it interesting. Like, bro, come on. And I'm not trying to be mean, but come on, Jaime Jaquez. Like, I'm a big Heat fan, but Jaime Jaquez, like, come on, dude.
Well, you'll be surprised by him.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not a great dunker. He probably is, but you want like your top dogs to be participating in these things.
All right,
that's Cade in them.
So okay, listen. So this is just relevant talk because it's just happening, and I want to bring it up. I know it's kind of lame or whatever, but I think this would be a good topic to talk about. Right? I don't know if you guys have seen like the viral video that's been going around about they were asking some guys, some younger AAU guys about who do you think will win in high school? Do you think the 2016 Chino Hills or Mount Vert in 2020 or 2020 Mount Vert? And all the guys were going like Cade and them or whatever. So I thought it would be a pretty good topic just to bring up to you, and I wanna read out the rosters and you tell me who's winning. Who do you think got it? And I'm not talking about them now. I'm talking about them in high school.
So the thing is with this, I don't know if you want to read out the roster or not. Do you want to read it out?
Yeah, let me read it out just real fast. Let me
if
click
you can even know half these people.
Yeah, I do. I know. I can tell you a couple of them. Okay, so we're gonna go with the 2016 Chino Hills. We got Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, LiAngelo Ball, Ellie Scott, and how do you even say his name? Okuna Kudu.
He's on the
Hawks. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. All right, so that's the Chino Hills 2016. So then now we got Cade and them on the Mountain Vert Academy, which is Cade, Moses Moody, Caleb Houston, Scotty Barnes, and De'Aaron Sharp.
So they got three technically, like three,
So Chino Hills technically have 3 NBA players.
And so I'm not sure if De'Aaron Sharp. I've heard. No, I don't think he's in the league either. So, but I know these two, Cade, Moses, and Scotty are in the league.
Yeah, are in the league.
And this All-Star and Cade probably would be
I think Caleb Houston's also in the NBA too. I think he plays for.
It might be like G Leaguers or like guys that are like trying to make it in.
Yeah. So just by just looking at it, who do you think is winning? Just give me.
Well, the thing is, because when you look at it in high school, when Lonzo was playing his senior year, you know how small LaMelo was. Like he was like a little LaMelo. So the thing is, if you say LaMelo now, and Lonzo and LiAngelo and like all these guys, then I'll say them. Yeah. But that's crazy. Like that bottom team is like one of the best high school teams of all time. So obviously they would win.
Yeah.
But could you see like the Chino Hills teams, and like that team was really good. But you see them and like LiAngelo would come down the court and just start shooting from like way deep, and Lonzo would, and LaMelo's here like being like this little kid that's running around and like making threes and doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and that big dunker guy, like I don't know. I
just I honestly, it's just funny. I think by looking at it, I think the Mount Vert wins as well. I just like Moses Moody. Moses Moody was a senior. He was like a 4-time McDonald's All-American. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and LaMelo Ball was just a little guy, and a very good player. Obviously, freshman year he started, but he was still like a little guy. Like, you know what I mean? A freshman year of high school. Like, I think that bottom team. I
think Scotty Barnes from West Palm.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's from West Palm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Mount Vert is definitely winning that.
Yeah. But I thought that was just a funny topic to bring up. So we got Mount Vert winning. Cade and them is winning. We got them winning. Okay. I don't know what else I wanted to talk about. Was there something else? Maybe that was kind of all my topics, to be honest with you. So is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Young players? Wanted to talk about whatever, and then
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about the All-Stars. I just want to look over the All-Stars, and then I thought it would be funny to bring up the Chino Hills and Mount Vert, but
That's about it, to be honest. Like,
right.
just because there's not really much stuff going on. I saw I don't know if you guys care about baseball, but Mookie was saying like, oh, every team that plays us now is gonna like treat it like the World Series because like since their team is like so stacked.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people are kind of like giving them backlash because they're like, how could you say like
They're giving
every
back
game that you
shots.
play like because it's different. Like if you have a team like in the NFL, you play 17 games like season, you know, like 162 game season for the MLB. Like you're not gonna win every game, and you're not gonna win a lot of series. You're gonna lose a lot of series because you're not gonna be able to win. You know, like it's hard to even win 100 games and so him saying that like kind of like I saw some people giving him backlash like how could you say that you're like that everyone playing like the World Series against you like the Colorado Rockies their first game like they're not coming in like saying oh shoot we're playing the World Series like champions like you know like that's why like people are kind of getting mad at him for saying stuff like that.
Yeah, and also Shohei Ohtani might not even play. He just got Tommy John surgery. I
Yeah,
don't even know when he's coming
Shohei's
back.
not even gonna pitch. Like
Yeah,
Shohei's gonna be a straight hitter for the next. I think Shohei is gonna realize that this shit's gonna be impossible. Like he can't.
Yeah, it sounds cool to do, but we're bringing up him again, but yeah.
You
You saw the scar on his arm? Oh my god.
Tommy John is terrible. Like
Yeah.
a lot of players don't come back from that. So
Yeah.
he probably is gonna be a straight hitter, and he's probably not gonna be one of the best hitters in the league, which is what he was.
Yeah.
But now that if he commits to just hitting, imagine how great he'll be.
Yeah,
now.
he'll be amazing.
So that was just kind of funny that I seen that.
Yeah,
I was getting mad at him.
Dude,
for saying
Mookie
that.
Betts, come on, buddy. Well, the team's really good, but whatever. Okay. But, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys made it this far into the video, that means you guys actually really enjoyed us talking about sports. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment your favorite part, ask us questions. So maybe next time when we come back in here, we could answer them for you or talk about topics or whatever. Linked in the bio below. I couldn't do it last time, but link in the bio below is Sean's Instagram, my Instagram, YouTube, my bad. YouTube, TikTok, everything down below. So if you guys want to check that out. But without further ado, guys, this is the end of On the Record podcast number 2. You want to say anything?
Yeah, only thing I can say is if you guys have any questions about like sports takes or like anything that you think that you'll be interested in hearing us say, just comment on the video or maybe hit Ryan up in like the DMs, you know, like just be like, hey, like I saw your podcast, I would like for you to give your take on maybe your own team, like your team, maybe all the Rockets. And like you're like, oh, I want their take on a certain thing that I've been, you know.
Yeah.
So just, you know, if you want anything like that you want us to talk about, just hit Ryan up or comment under the video. And
And then we'll answer those questions. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Hey, yo, bad play.